Hi, good evening, and welcome to back to school night or morning, back to school morning, back to school afternoon, whenever you're getting a chance to watch this. My name is Miss Kessler. I'm the homeroom teacher for 604 and the reading and writing teacher for 604, 605, and 606. The school year, for however odd it's been, has been off to a great start. The students are showing up, they're completing their work, they're asking questions, they're participating, whether they have their camera on or working in the chat box or in the breakout rooms with their classmates. So it's been a really great start to the school year, and I hope your students have been giving similar positive feedback. To start, I'm just going to give a little bit of information about myself, some background information. Okay, so again, my name's Miss Kessler. I went to St. Joseph's University. I also attended Gwynedd Mercy University, where I have my master's in education. This is my 12th year teaching. Before Baldy, I was at two different charter schools, one in North Philadelphia and one in West Philadelphia. I've always taught grades 6 through 8. Sixth grade's probably my favorite. I just think it's really sweet watching them, especially at Baldy, where they're coming from feeder schools and getting to meet students from different schools, different backgrounds, different cultures. It's really a great thing to see, especially by the end of the year, we kind of see those new friendships that have formed. And I'm even seeing it on the virtual platforms, the students getting to know and connecting with each other and classmates that weren't in their previous schools. So like I mentioned, this is my second year at Baldy. Last year being my first year, very interesting first year to have at a school, but for what it was a wonderful, great start to it being at a new school. A lot of really wonderful students and families and coworkers and administration. It's a really wonderful place to be, whether we're virtual or in person, but I am looking forward to getting to meet you all in person and getting to meet your child in person as well. A couple of pieces of important information is to make sure you're checking grades on the portal. This is important because it keeps you updated and it makes sure that you're seeing that your child is keeping up with the work. As of right now in the reading grade book, we only have 3 grades. They're all class participation grades. One of those was the quarantine scene, the narrative writing that your child did about 2 weeks ago. They turned it in last week, but we started it the second week of school. We learned how to add dialogue and format a story, add figurative language, add sensory details. A lot of really cool stories came from your child's different classes. And then we also had an assignment where students were sharing out a song that represents them. That was sort of like a way for us to get to know one another. Some of the students played songs from their native countries, national anthems, cultural songs. So it was really neat to see that as well, the students connecting over those things. The last assignment that has been put into the grade book was for our short story called The Ravine. The students had a document where they were stopping and jotting, so we were listening to the audio of the story together, and then we would stop and discuss inferencing, making inferences and characterization on our document, and then they turned that document in once we were finished with the story. This week we also took a test, or we're taking it tomorrow, but when you watch this, it will have been already completed, a quiz on the ravine. So it's a comprehension questions, just the content of the story, where you're paying attention and understanding the plot and the characters, vocabulary, and then there'll also be a couple questions about characterization and inferencing, which were the 2 skills we focused on when reading that story. Please make sure you're also signed up for Dojo. It's very important. I send a lot of messages. A lot of the teachers on our team utilize Dojo often to send important information home. I think in the 604 home, there might be 2 or 3 parents not signed in yet. So if you need me to resend you that link to your cell phone, I would be happy to, so that we can make sure we're all connected. I sent a message home stating that grades had been updated, so that would be a good time for you to check the portal and make sure that your student is turning their assignments in. Something else I wanted to ask as a favor, so you're checking grades is one favor, you're signing up for Dojo, is the parent questionnaire. So if we were at school, I would print these questions on a piece of paper, and your child would bring it home for you to write on. So instead of that, I'm going to send these questions home to you on Dojo. or you can just pause the video here and maybe write your responses into Dojo. If you don't want to answer all 8 questions, that's a little time consuming. So if you want to just pick 1 or 2 to answer, that would be wonderful. These are just questions letting me know or learn a little bit more about your child, just what I can do to better support them and make sure they have a successful first year at Baldy. So just ask about some of their likes and dislikes and their personalities and some things that I could get to know a little bit more about them through you. So I really appreciate you taking the time out to respond to a couple of these questions in a Dojo message. Okay. So just again, my name is Ms. Kessler. If you need me, are free to email me, dkessler@philasc.org. Dojo is probably the quickest way to get in touch with me. The messages come right through on my phone. So I can respond quickly, like a text message. Once the school day is over, I probably only check my email once or so. So a quicker way if you need a personal question about your child is to make sure you're signed up for Dojo and communicate with me there. I hope this was informative. If you need anything else from me or any other questions about reading or writing or homeroom questions or community meeting questions, feel free to email me or Dojo me. I hope we get to meet in person soon, and thank you so much again for attending my little presentation here. Bye-bye.